Hello my beautiful people, welcome to your weekly general tarot scope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. So every week I will go into my intuition and I will ask for an intuitive message that we need for the week ahead, and sometimes this will show up. So these weekly general readings are for the general energies, trends and themes that we're likely to be experiencing over the course of the week, and this intuitive message feeds into the whole thing. So before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So the intuitive message this week, what I actually saw was a giant circle, and it wasn't quite complete. There was just like a little bit there, and then there was kind of like, I guess it looked like a podium, but it's like it wouldn't come up, like the podium or the I guess pillar, it wouldn't come up until the circle was complete. So this week the message that we've got is completion equals elevation, and once I saw the circle complete itself, the pillar then rose up. It was like a pillar or a podium, and what I took from that is it's about completion, right? So if there are things that you've got outstanding, if there are things that you know you need to finish, if there's something else that you're trying to do or something that you're trying to create, manifest, bring into your world, or even just take yourself in a new direction, the reason that you may be struggling with this is this week you are supposed to complete whatever it is that you're working on first. As an example, like when I was little, I used to say, finish chewing your food before you speak, right? Or, swallow what's in your mouth before you open your mouth to talk. That kind of thing. So this week you really are being asked to finish things up. I mean, we're at the end of the year at this point. Yes, we've still got a couple of weeks to go, but this really is a time to wrap things up. If there are old things, old hurts, old wounds, if there are old hatchets, problems, issues or whatever, bury that shit now, right? Just let it go so that you can move into a brand new year with a fresh take or a fresh understanding of what it is that you're trying to achieve from your life. And ultimately you can be a lot lighter as a person. In terms of completion as well, what is it that you know you need to finish? Okay, maybe it might be something that you're kind of like, well, Raph, I'm not going to be able to finish that in a week. That's fine. At least create the strategy that is going to get you to the other end to do that. All right. For our destiny card, the overarching energy trend or theme for the week from the Human Design Oracle deck, we have the Gate 32 and Endurance, right? And so this is a really interesting one for so many reasons, and how it ties into this is quite interesting to me as well. So the Endurance card is basically a message to stop living by instinct alone and having a plan, right? Be more strategic, but also be more deliberate in your actions is the message behind this card. This is a money card. It's an abundance card. It absolutely is. That's what the bunnies on the card represent, proliferation. And the word endurance is really, it's a sense of longevity, right? It's about being able to endure something in order to have something else. Is there a space in your life where a little bit of delayed gratification might help you? This is a week for you to really take a look at that. And this isn't about denying yourself. It's not about punishing yourself, or I don't do any of that stuff, quite clearly. Right, I really don't, because I don't see the need in it. I've been down that route myself. I did for a very long time. I struggled with really beating myself up, and it just doesn't get you anywhere. And in the end, it's actually a lot more extra baggage that you have to carry. So my advice, let that shit go. Outside of that, what is ready for completion, or where in a space of your life are you ready to complete something so that you can move on to the next the next exciting chapter of who you're going to be? How do we best tap into this? So through the direction cards, we see how we best tap into this destiny energy. Like what's the best way for us to use it? And for this we have the Four of Wands. By truly enjoying, appreciating and celebrating what you already have, what you have achieved up until this point, and sometimes it really is that small. When you acknowledge what you've already done, you give yourself permission to move on to what else you can do. For your then we've got the Wheel of Fortune. All right, so get out of Dodge for a moment, whether it's an hour, whether it's a weekend. Get out of your space. Go and see something new or different. And then we've got the Ace of Swords, right? Be open to the new stuff that can come in. So how do we best utilize this endurance energy? One, by celebrating and enjoying exactly how far we've come up until this point, giving yourself those props for, for reaching this moment. But more importantly, the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords, this is a new path. This is a new contract, a new destiny. It's a new acceptance of what your life can be if you give yourself permission to elevate, right? And the way that you're going to do that this week is by completing something. It could be as simple as completing, or letting, in a sense it is completing the belief that you can't have what it is that you're trying to work towards, completing the belief that your family history defines who you are. Whatever it might be for you, this is a week to complete it. And it's only really when something is finished that we can let it go. That being said, what I really like about this little combo is that there is going to be a reason to celebrate this week, and it's going to be a new path or a new avenue that opens up for you. It could potentially take you further and, further afield, outside not only your comfort zone, but outside your locality. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was an invite of some sort. And I wouldn't be surprised if whatever is sort of offered or whatever you're invited to this week doesn't have an element where it's like, well, shit, this is bigger than anything that I've done previously. So be open to it. All right. Before we get into your insight cards, do you have your winter solstice seat? If you haven't, why not? Tickets are £33.33 on the 21st of December at 7 p.m. UK time. Myself and two very special guests will be talking to you about human design, astrology, numerology. We're going to be looking at 2023. We're going to be tapping into the magic of the solstice itself. We're going to be using this to anchor your intentions for the new year before you even get to the new year, right? So you're doing this ahead of time, which is actually perfect because you're using the fresh tide of energy that is available to you at that moment in time. This is how it should have been done all along. With that said, tickets are £33, like I said, and 33 pence. You can get yours on the link in the description box below. It would be lovely to have you there. If you can't make it on the day, there is a recording, so don't panic. All right. For our insight cards, what is coming in that we may not be able to see, that is happening beyond a space, maybe even around the corner, that we need to be aware of? And this week we get, okay, so we've got the Page of Cups. Nice. With the Two of Swords. Okay, so what if things were actually conspiring to help you out, as the saying goes, and the Queen of Cups. So this is a lot of water energy with a little bit of air. So this is really, the insight cards are basically saying that by aligning your emotions and your thoughts this week, that's how things flourish for you. It does suggest as well, potentially, a water sign woman, Pisces, Cancer or Scorpio could feature for you or play some assistive role to you this week. Now, you've got this with the Two of Swords. So I'm going to be really honest with you and say, she's probably not going to give you this, like, it's not going to be like, everything's fine. And she's not going to be any of that. This is going to be someone that sees exactly how you feel and says, look, you know what? This is what you need to get past in order for you to do this, this, and this. So there is an element of tough love here, because the Two of Swords can be an opposition. It's not always an easy energy, but this is somebody who genuinely has your best interests at heart, the Page of Cups. So someone who has your best interests at heart is going to give you a bit of a talking to that comes from a place of love, that is probably going to give you what you need in order to complete or to release something. So that's absolutely beautiful. On the wider world stage, the way that I kind of see these insight cards playing out, this is going to be a woman who has suffered a fall from grace of some sort. Maybe she's been like a bit of a, like a social pariah, as they say, or whatever. Or maybe she's made a misdemeanor in the past and it was like a whole thing. This is going to be somebody that we start to hear, now everybody loves her again, right? I wonder what it is that this person had to do behind the scenes in order to get, the media green light, as they say. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out, but I wonder if we're going to see the reintegration, you know, into stardom or whatever it is, of someone who's had kind of like a fall from grace. I'm not entirely sure I'll be buying it just because of the way that the cards have come out, but you know, it'll be interesting to see. And that's not to say, you know, maybe this person, you know, has, you know, said their P's and Q's and become a better person or whatever, or maybe they just chose to toe the line where they were told they needed to toe the line in order to be, you know, successful and celebrated once more, and I'm not into that. All right, that being said, I'm going to get off my soapbox and shut up. It would be wonderful to see you there for the solstice. If you haven't got your seat yet, you know what to do. With that said, I wish you all an abundance of all of that good stuff. Take care, and I'll see you soon.